Welcome to the Team Engagement Podcast, where leaders of teams share their insights. Brought to you by Blue Sky Business Consulting. We discuss 5 questions in about 15 minutes. Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the Team Engagement Podcast, where leaders of teams share their insights. As always, I'm excited for our guest today. I've known Jenn for quite some time, but this is Jenn Foster, and she is the founder of Elite Online Publishing out of Sandy, Utah. And she and I are part of a couple of different networking groups, so we've known each other for a while. So Jenn, thank you so much for taking time to be on the podcast with me. Tell me a little bit more about some of the projects you're working on with Elite Online Publishing.
Thanks, Sean. Yeah, I'm really excited. Actually, we have a book released of a book that I wrote and my business partner, Melanie Johnson, called Be Recognized. It comes out on September 30th. I'm really excited. We're doing an ebook launch, and you can join our launch at berecognized.us. So I'm really excited about that.
That is fantastic. Well, congratulations on the book. You've done quite a few. What number is this for? You've done, I know a bunch of books, but how many are out?
I think this might be number 19 for me.
Wow, that's fantastic. Congratulations.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Well, congratulations on the success of this book as well as the 18 before it. So that's fantastic. Good for you. All right, well, let's get started with our questions here. Jenn, sometimes it happens that a team or a company, the employees, they'll kind of fall into a little bit of a lull as far as their energy is concerned. How can leaders infuse energy into a team?
Yeah, well, I think for sure having common goals, but also like making sure everyone's on the same page. So I know for us, our team, we're all over the country. So we meet once a week on Zoom. And so we're not in person, right? I think we've done maybe 2 retreats where we all came in together, where we met together. But other than that, we're meeting on Zoom. So sometimes we'll turn music on before our Zoom meetings to kind of get people pumped up. Other times we've done like jumping jacks before the meeting, because you never really understand like how much it takes out of you to just sit in a chair on Zoom for so long. So you don't know if the people, that your team has been sitting for too long. And so just getting that blood pumping and getting moving, that definitely helps get things going. And then of course, being on the same goals or having everyone on the same kind of page can help you guys all reach your what you want to accomplish.
That is great advice, especially considering how many teams there are that need to work remotely. They've got people all over the world, just like you do. And those are some great tips for just how to keep the energy up and remind people and our leaders that are leading these discussions over Zoom or any other teleconferencing that people are sitting, they're sitting and they're not moving. Yeah. Let them get some movement going, and those meetings don't drag quite as much. So great respect.
Right.
Like that.
We do have a fun thing we do every Christmas for our holiday party. We play the game Jackbox. Have you ever played Jackbox?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we play that. So someone shares their screen and then we play, and everyone's on their phone because you use Jackboxes with a phone.
Yep.
Right. But because we're all on Zoom, and it's pretty kind of a fun little thing that we do every year. So we just play games and open our gifts for our holiday parties.
Yeah, so some leisure time together as well and some fun time. Yeah, that's a great way to infuse some energy. That's great. All right, question number 2. How can leaders promote learning in their companies?
That's a good one. My business partner, Melanie, and we've been in business now 10 years. And so part of that is we're always learning. We're always doing something. We're always buying some course and watching it, whether it's Grant Cardone's course or we have business coaches, with, I think we've had a business coach probably since the beginning, but there's always something we're learning. So this last year we did some AI learning. So we've been learning how to do AI prompts, how to use artificial intelligence the correct way. And so we've given that to our team to also learn. So on their own time, they can go in, or if they have specific things that we want them to know, we'll assign them different things to go in and learn. But I think it's always good to have continued learning, whether you're going to a conference together or you have online classes that you're learning.
Agreed. That's great. Yeah, there's a lot of different ways to promote learning, but I like what you're doing because you're encouraging people to actually do it, and you've always got something that you're trying to learn and enable the people. And I think that that's one of the big keys in any organization is to always be doing something. It can be bigger, it can be smaller, but keep the effort going, because that's what is going to foster that culture of learning and getting better and improvement and all those great things. Excellent. All right, question number 3. What is one tip that you have for effective delegation?
That's a good one. So effective delegation is one of my weaknesses. I don't delegate as much as I should. I like to do things all on my own. But I think one key element to effective delegation is just looking at, like, writing down all the tasks that you do every day and writing down which ones you don't like to do, and then delegating those first, because that's easy to delegate, because then you don't have to do them anymore, right?
That's true.
And then take a look at the ones that take you the most time, because as a leader, you want to free up your time. So first, getting rid of the ones that you don't like to do, and then getting rid of the ones that take up the most time, and having your team do those, because then it frees you up with just a few of the tasks to do.
Oh, that's fantastic. Great tip. Free up your time as much as you can, because that is an important part of a leader's job, is to keep a little bit more time flexibility, partly to be there for their team members too. So that's kind of the irony, is that you end up turning it right around and helping the very people you're delegating to in a different way. Excellent. All right. Question number 4. How can leaders effectively communicate the vision and the purpose and values and so forth to their team members? How can that communication be better improved?
Yeah, well, I think, one thing that I've always known is writing things down really locks it into your brain. So one thing we created was a planner or journal. We've published over 3,000 books, and a lot of them were planners and goals planners. And so we give each of our team member a planner, and inside there, once a month, you write down your goals. So you have your personal goals and your business goals. And with those business goals are the team, like the whole business goal, right? Like the main goal of the business. So I think going over those with your team once a month or once a quarter or both, and then, not just in January when everyone's doing their goals, but every month and every quarter. And writing them down really solidifies it into your brain.
So it does
That
make
connection between the writing and the brain.
Yes, and that makes sense coming from a writer. And so, but you're absolutely right. You're writing it down and reviewing it regularly is really a powerful way to keep it connected in the minds and actions of the team members. I love that. All right,
I
question
think
number 5.
I learned that.
What?
I was going to say, I learned that one from Franklin Covey planner.
Yes.
So back in the day, everyone used Franklin Covey planners, and that's a big thing that they taught.
I'm glad there are still people out there using the Franklin Covey system. So that's good. All right. The last question number 5. Tell us a little bit about your first job.
Yeah. So, okay. I am an entrepreneur by heart from the very beginning. So I think I was 11, probably 10 or 11. I think I was 11. And we got these greeting cards where I could go door to door and sell greeting cards in the mail. And so I went and go door to door, sold greeting cards and wrapping paper. And for that, they gave you points. And then I turned those points in for items. So I remember getting a snow tube. It was like I was so excited to have my own tube, and not just a tire tube that we bought at the tire store, to go tubing. And it had handles, and it didn't have a hole in the middle. It had a place to sit. So it was really awesome. And I think it was called Snow Tube. And it was my favorite thing. I was so excited, and I won it or not. I mean, it felt like you won it because you got points, but really, I found out later it was probably kind of like child labor. This company was hiring little kids to go door to door and sell their greeting cards. Great sales model.
It worked, apparently. So
it works. I know a lot of people that used to do it. So
yeah, I remember those days. So that's neat.
And that was a good segue into my next job, which was, waitressing at a drive-in restaurant. So.
Wow, drive-in restaurant. Okay, so that will keep you hopping.
Small town.
Yes, yeah.
It was called a hop.
Yeah.
The hop.
Yeah, I threw that in your deliverable. I was trying to be funny, but I don't know if that'll work.
Did ask. We asked if we could roller skate, but they said no.
No roller skating, huh? My older sister, when she was a teenager, they did. It was an A&W car hop, and they were on the skates. I think they were optional.
Nice.
I'd have to confirm with her and let her tell the story. But
yeah,
that's pretty cool. That's great. I like it. Yeah. All right, Jenn, thank you so much for being on the podcast today. How can people find you?
Yeah, you can find us at eliteonlinepublishing.com. And of course, you can go to berecognized.us to get our new book, Be Recognized. And I'll just read the subtitle. It's the AI Authority Engine for Experts Who Want to Be Known, Be Profitable, and Be Published.
Love it.
So check that out, berecognized.us.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Jen. Really appreciate your time on the podcast today and sharing your insights as well. And then also thanks to all of you who are subscribing or following the podcast, whether you're watching it on YouTube or listening to it on your favorite podcast platform, whatever that might be. But thank you so much. We appreciate your support every week. We look forward to next week. We get to talk to another great leader about insights into team and leadership. We wish everybody a great day. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time. This is Sean Richards with the Team Engagement Podcast, where leaders of teams share their insights. For more ideas, go to teamengagementpodcast.com. We also invite you to follow or subscribe to our podcast wherever you may be listening or watching. Is your business thriving? Go to tbs-score.com to find out. Thanks for joining us today. Have a great day.